Yo, this your boy Heat.
This your boy Heat.
And we got guest Chris Seeley over here.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
And this is Highly Unbothered. Now tonight, we're talking about something that needs to be talked about. Now most people, for some reason, I don't know why you ain't talking about it yet. Now, recently there was an incident with a coach from the United States, dude white, so don't be surprised. And he made a comment that said, if black people don't like America, they could go back to Africa and mash up their shit. Now mind you, this man was a coach here, right?
Right.
And I don't know if he did a good job or a bad job, Chris will tell you on that. But basically, somebody that says those kind of things shouldn't be here. But I think what the real issue is that why was he hired in the first place? And we have perfectly good people in the VI that could figure up a basketball team and make that shit lit. But we still got to bring in somebody from the States, ship them in, pay for them to stay somewhere, get them a per diem, get them a car, plus take care of all the amenities and expenses, and plus pay them a big salary. Why? Chris, I want you to talk about this. Can you explain why?
I mean, I tell you why, you know what I mean? It's because not only does the people from the United States watch the Virgin Islands as something very smart, but the Virgin Islands themselves, they watch the Virgin Islands as something very smart. You know what I mean? And they're always out there trying to sell something to somebody. You know what I mean? They done already offering them this amount of money because you're hiring somebody for a job. Usually when somebody is looking for a job, it's usually they're the desperate one, you know what I mean? And how, like for instance, UVI, you know, put out there, you know what I mean? Housing, car, all of these extra communities and all these things. It's like, it's basically saying that it's like, it's so hard to live down here that we're gonna provide it for you. But what about the locals? We live in here every day. We understand how hard it is to, you know what I mean? So it's like, why just grant somebody privileges and make them super duper comfortable instead of taking care of your own first?
And you know, on top of that, you've always complaining about they trying to raise funds, and especially back in the day, tuition were expensive. Now it's free. You know, I shit out the luck apparently, but now it's free.
I mean,
right?
Yeah.
But back in the day, they were complaining about all tuition was expensive, and they have bills, so that's why they have to raise tuition, blah 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 blah. But yet, if you want to cut costs, you hire somebody. They already live here. They don't need a new house. They're probably gonna use a UVI vehicle regardless, and they need the fanciest thing either. You ain't gotta really pay up per diem. Why? They live here. They know how to shop and go cost you less or whatever. A Pueblo, and buy what they need to buy. But yet, having to go through all these things. And listen, now UVI, I used to work there, so I ain't saying boom, UVI is a bad place to work in general. But what we try and say is basically things how they are. I think we've spent too much time belittling our own self and devaluing our own self and our own people and what we can do, and sell ourselves so short that we give away everything to everyone else just so they could think that we're doing well.
You know what I mean? Ain't no hate against UVI, you know what I mean? But at the same time, we just want our university to do better.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah, and ain't even UVI alone. It's like it's so much different things, you know what I mean? It's WAPA, it's the government, you know what I mean? It's just many different things that we doing wrong as a Virgin Islands, but we as millennials, you know what I mean? We got to take it a step at a time, you know what I mean? And UVI is our start. Being that we just graduate from there, being that we went to school there, being that we are around most of the students' age and we could relate to a lot of what's going on, UVI is our start. So I don't want anybody looking at this to be like, oh, these three young gentlemen just going after our university. Ain't that. We just want university to do better. And we just starting from there, and that's just what's going on.
UVI, you just happen to just be the thing that expose a major problem to us. So listen, they got a bunch of companies here, even government agencies that will bring down somebody to do a job. contractors for some reason.
Right.
On certain jobs, instead of using people locally,
Right.
we bringing in people.
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
There ain't nobody that gon' actually look out for you better than your own people.
Yeah.
Cause let's be honest, these people don't even know what's going on here. They don't know. Look, I'll say this though. And look, President Hall, I know you got a contract too, right? And we ain't shitting on you.
Yeah.
Honestly, cool, you're a vegetarian or whatever, I think. You don't eat meat, so we ain't judging on nothing.
Right.
Right? Yeah, listen, right? Again, I used to work there, so.
Right.
But listen, he does good work, but I think the work isn't somewhat enough. And it's not on you per se, because you have a lot. Most of the president job is to raise money. They raise money and make sure everybody is kind of doing what they have to do. But their main job is to raise money to build more facilities like the medical school that they're just putting together. Now, all these things is kind of what his job is to do, go out and raise the funds.
Okay.
You have a CFO who basically kind of make sure the money manages well, and everybody on like physical plant. Provost, I don't even know what a provost really does.
Right.
To this day, I really don't. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
Man, that could be a student job.
Yeah,
I
basically.
only say that because like when I was in PRO, when I was like in Brothers with a Cause, shout out.
Yes, I Brothers
Sure.
with a Cause.
Yeah, I was on PRO.
We are a couple semesters, Brothers with a Cause. So respect.
So I had to be able to, even when we had the category, when we had all I had to be able to like whatever I'm receiving,
Right.
like what's going around in the island, I have to alert all of them.
Right.
You know what's up, like
Right.
what call is,
Right.
what store open out. I think that's basically what a provost.
Okay, cool. So I just Googled it. So what does a provost do? The Modern University Provost is the university's chief academic officer, and under the president is responsible for the creation and implementation of academic priorities for the university and for the allocation of resources that will support those priorities. So, yeah, basically, it's like a subset, somebody that goes out and also kind of raise funds and make sure different
You see,
activities work.
we need to cut you off, but I just want to say it before I forget. Right? You see, like how you been like, what does the provost do?
Yeah.
That should never happen. Especially since like we paying the provost so much money. So I realize this year a lot with the Virginians as a whole, and I'm gonna just use the provost and the president and all the titles and positions as an example. Now, I feel one of the problems in the Virginians is we always top heavy. When I say top heavy, I mean we get like a heap of positions, high paying positions of like supervision versus and a bunch of people that is just workers, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Just put it on a thing. You could watch our government for instance. We have 14 senators.
For what? Really? Okay.
We have 14 senators for three territories. You check what I'm saying?
Less than 150,000 people.
Right. 14. So it's just Virginians are whole. You could go to any company. I don't want to call no specific company, but like think of all our big companies. You know what I mean? You get supervisor, assistant supervisor, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Top heavy all these positions.
General maintenance manager.
Yeah, because it's a budget. It's a budget at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's a pay.
Right.
And that's why you just see a lot of things ain't getting done. Ain't that we don't have the money. We just separating the money unevenly. We making it top heavy, you feel me? So that's basically what going on here in the Virgin Islands. You know what I mean?
And I think that's something we need to change, because we as a territory, we have too much potential.
Yeah.
Like we have three
too
different
much.
islands.
Yeah. It's
And
beautiful.
we have like 3 to 5 different carnivals if you include the British. We have one of the most depressing nightlives for some reason though. Right? there should always be a jam, like not just a jam, but like something big. Like there should be, yeah.
Why do you think businesses don't stand?
Why they don't stand?
You ever been a business?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm just starting my own company. You know,
what most business owners they complain about, or what's the reason why most businesses don't last here in the Virgin Islands? A lot of people say that the people, the economy, but what do you think is the true reason?
Most people that do complain, most of them say it's lack of funding.
Right.
Most of them is like, okay, they can't get access to the funding they need for certain projects. And certain projects, like say, if you, like this is a media company, so we could basically like grow ourselves to that. But if you open it, if you're selling a product, you're gonna need to be able to make it, get the product, the stuff to make your product, then to manufacture, then to package, and then to sell. And this doesn't include marketing. If you have a store,
and this don't include Whopper.
Whopper is the devil. Sorry, Whopper, you bill a little too high.
Yo.
Just a little too high, okay? Now listen, and these are the things, like, I think Chicken and Bowling closed the other day, and their main
I was hurt. I was looking forward to going Chicken and Bowling.
Them man say their problem was Whopper was just too much. Whopper crippled them. And if you got to turn on the AZ all day, and your Whopper bill is $10,000-$20,000 a month, you ain't making no money because you haven't paid your employees or bought food or supplies or anything as yet. That's just Whopper. Every time the power goes out, when your bill comes back, it's higher. Like what? How do you fuck up and charge me more? Like, in what world does it, when you fuck up, you're supposed to give me a discount, not an increase? Shit, man. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. And the government just got money sent from the federal government to help us with the COVID-19 crisis for the stimulus check. But for some miraculous reason, somebody decided that let's give Whopper, what, $25 million? $25 to $30 million before distributing the stimulus checks to people. And saying that that's going to go to their bill? Is a Whopper bill that important?
Yeah,
is it that important? Honestly,
it almost seemed like Whopper running the whole show.
Exactly my point. And let's just remember that I think maybe a year or two ago, Governor Bryan got a grant to pay off Whopper's bill because the government had owed Whopper, and they got a grant. I think it was $30 million to pay off Whopper. So if Whopper is basically at zero in terms of what the government owed them, why is the government making sure everybody Whopper bill get paid? Let me decide if I'm paying Whopper right now. Look, I could decide if I want to pay rent, buy food, or pay Whopper. Which one you think is higher up on the list? Ain't fucking Whopper for sure. Whopper is I'll probably put a space between buying food, maybe a couple spaces, and then Whopper. I could light a candle, I could survive, okay? So I need to stop our shit. Okay? Now listen. Again, we don't really care if you sponsor us in the future or not. Honestly speaking, Solar is coming for your ass, and you're gonna have to deal with it. So, and if, God forbid, another power company comes here, what are you gonna do, Whopper? What are you gonna do? I think what really happens, what I realize with the government and with Virgin Islands people, anytime we rely on the government to make something happen, it doesn't end well. Whopper is such a fuck, right? That they systematically make our cost of living high. We have the highest electricity in the United States. The Virgin Islands. The entire Virgin Islands could fit in some stadiums in the United States. But why do we have the highest electricity bill? It makes zero sense. You see, and anytime a government agency is in charge of a company, you can never expect the best from it. Simply because nobody has to be held accountable. Nobody really feels it if it doesn't do well or not. Honestly, you think the government could go so many years without paying the bill if it was a private company and not got cut? In which world? It would never happen. But WAPA does it here, and then what they do, they charge us so that they can keep their costs going, knowing that they're not going to get the money from the government. And that is the problem. And this is why we need more entrepreneurs to come about. Because with more entrepreneurs that are locally owned, it goes back to the same what we started talking about in the beginning. You see, when we value ourselves, and we as local millennials start to build companies and grow them, we will hire the people that will have the best interests of the company at heart.
Right. Right.
We know bringing somebody that knows nothing about the culture, where we live, what we do, how we act, having bad manners to say good morning when you come here. It will not work. But for some reason we keep doing it with anything tied to the government seems to be done that way. The university is semi-autonomous, which means the government controls a percentage of it and funds a percentage of it. WAPA is the same thing. Regular government entities fall into the same bat. But yet, we got local people that'll be under the government that working. Kudos to y'all for doing what you gotta do. But still, at the end of the day, half of the island works for the government. And another 25% work for a stateside company. And the rest work for Kmart, McDonald's, and Plaza Extra. And Cars Less. And at the gas station somewhere.
Every town, every city have neighborhood heroes. You know what I mean? When I say neighborhood heroes, I mean like coaches, players that used to play that come back and give back or whatever the case. Right. So if I go into a UVI basketball game as a youth man, right? And we say 12 or whatever I say down in the bleachers, and I watching the coach, and no knock against no race or whatever, but I see a white man. I never see this white man before in my life. Versus I see somebody that holding camps, you know what I mean? Versus I see somebody that house in the community. You see that person, that's a hero, that's somebody to look up to, you know what I mean? That's a local. You check what I'm saying? Like Giddy's man plays. These people are putting in the applications or actually want to coach. They're good coaches, and they also was great basketball players too. So they're gonna have respect from anybody, you know what I mean, that's happening on the basketball team. We should want our locals to be heroes, not bring heroes from the States and make them our heroes. You know what I mean? That make us look dopey, you know what I mean? To be honest. So yeah, we don't like, no disrespect to nothing that's going on in Babylon, but we don't need you. You know what I mean? We don't need you. We have everything we need right here. We more than capable. You know what I mean? And that's what give the Virgin Islands that laid back, lazy mentality. Because we so used to being like spoon fed. We so used to letting somebody else from the States do what we supposed to be doing, that we don't even have no drive to go out and do it. You know what I mean? So it's just like a domino effect. You just gotta start from here, man. From here, right here.
Starts with people like us.
I ain't really much about online to say truth. Oh, it's like I can't just hire. I mean, you definitely have experience,
right?
But it's not only experience. Yeah, me as a person can hire to be an athletic asset to a university or school. Not only I have to look out for skills and stuff, but you also have to match them. At the same time, I can't just hire somebody and then I don't have the intelligence. Like what they did for passing. Just to be a proper work ethic.
Right.
You have to at least have the skills.
Right. You had to fly somebody down and get the through them in a matter of a couple of days. Bosses, you see somebody, you know, you walk past them in plaza, you know he good, you don't need to come nasty or whatever, but I don't know, man. I guess we just gotta be more on board. You know what I mean? I mean, I didn't even want to come here and like really touch on like slavery or oppression and all them things. But to be honest, it's hard to not even touch on it, especially with everything that going on today. It's like our ancestors, everything straight down the line. You know what I mean? We would walk past a local street. You know what I mean? But we will change the way how we speak, just so our white person can understand what we're saying. We did do it subconscious, we did do it, and then we did leave from them. But wait, they were really just yanking, so you can understand what I was saying.
I know.
We did do it. That's oppression. That's for our ancestors trickle down all the way to we is like natural respect for them because of what they do to us for hundreds of years.
Subconsciously, we put ourselves down.
Right.
And for me, like, I don't care what race you are. Like saying yo, partner, saying yo, I ain't care if you white.
Right.
If you, and I say, look, respect is earned.
Right.
You don't just get respect just because you exist.
Right.
If you come to me and I say good morning, and I say, miss, good morning, sir, the man.
Yeah.
You hear me tell you good
Yeah.
And if you're older,
Yeah.
you should know. And if you're white, you should know.
Right.
And when they say in Rome, if you're in Rome, you do what the Romans do.
Yeah.
When you hear, you show respect.
Right.
But listen, it's about the time we have, right? And just remember to also like and subscribe.
For sure.
Follow us on Instagram.
For sure.
Subscribe on YouTube. Like us on Facebook. Follow Chris here.
Yeah, man.
Put that plug in the bottom.
Yeah. We're gonna put information on the bottom. Yeah, for
And
sure.
listen, all of our handles are here as well too. And just remember, just keep looking up. But we ain't gonna lie to you. We know a lot about a little and a little about a lot.
Yeah, Millennium's taking over,
That's
man,
it.
for sure.
So this is your boy Heath.
It's your boy Breeze, man.
Man, choke yourself. You don't seem bothered by the fucking understanding something. So how much?
Listen, whatever, right? Just ignore what you just said. All I'm saying is that go, subscribe. Highly unbothered. Why this was on the video.
Share the love.
And subscribe.
Share it.
Highly unbothered.
Share it.
HGHLY. Highly with a Y. Twice. Unbothered. Go, subscribe, follow us. You see a picture, the three of us. You know? And like us on Facebook as well, people. Like us on Facebook and Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Check. It's highly unbothered. It's your boy Heath. Team.
The deets.
Love y'all.